Hi, I'm Lisa, Love and Marriage Guide, and today I wanted to talk about a couple different ideas. These are from A Course in Miracles. This is lesson 68, Love Holds No Grievances. You who were created by love like itself can hold no grievances and know yourself. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. So basically, when we see evil in ourselves, we project that onto God, the universe, source, the divine, whatever you want to call that which connects us all and is in us all, spirit. So if we see that in ourselves, then we also see that and we also project that onto God. I had a dream last night where I was in a new house that I had bought, and the house was haunted, but I was exploring living in a room that I had not lived in before. And I had not lived in that room because it was haunted. And I was contemplating moving into that room. And I think it was kind of interesting. I'm kind of looking at it like that was my brain, and I'm moving into a space in my brain that I haven't known, but that I've kind of believed is haunted. And maybe it's haunted by past generations. I'm a family constellation facilitator, so maybe it is haunted. It's haunted by my past and my ancestors' past. But how can I move into that space and bring love into that space is what I'm feeling like needs to happen. Because every model that we have for mental health is really about loving ourselves and owning all aspects of ourselves, particularly internal family systems, which I'm really drawn to. But also family constellations. It's all about owning and accepting all our past, our ancestors' past. Everyone has a place. Everything has a place. And it's about loving and accepting it all. So that's the idea that I wanted to explore for today. How can we move into those spaces that seem kind of scary and dark and maybe haunted, and bring light and love into them? We can see them when we project onto other people. It's anything that we can't love or accept in other people is also what we're having trouble loving and accepting in ourselves. So sometimes we see it best when we see it in others. And sometimes we can heal it that way too. When we look at others and we see something that we don't like, we can ask, how can I see this differently? And open up to that idea. That gives it space, and that space can help us see it a little bit better. There's also this book that I wanted to share a little bit with you, The Little Soul in the Sun, by Neale Donald Walsch. It's written for children, this version. And it's a little soul who asked God if he could be forgiveness, if he could experience himself as forgiveness. And God said, well, that would be hard because there's nothing to forgive. Everyone I created was perfect. Everyone's an angel. And so, but this other little soul volunteers to help the soul experience forgiveness. And he says, or she says, it doesn't really matter because we're all both male and female. So the friendly soul that's helping says, I will come into your next lifetime and be the bad one this time. I will do something really terrible, and then you can experience yourself as the one who forgives. But what will you do, the little soul asked, just a little nervously, that will be so terrible? Oh, replied the friendly soul with a twinkle, we'll think of something. Then the friendly soul seemed to turn serious and said in a quiet voice, you are right about one thing, you know. What is that? The little soul wanted to know. The little soul is the one that wants to experience himself as forgiveness. I will have to slow down my vibration and become very heavy to do this not so nice thing. I will have to pretend to be something very unlike myself. And so I have but one favor to ask you in return. Oh, anything, anything, cried the little soul and began to dance and sing. I get to be forgiving. I get to be forgiving. Then the little soul saw that the friendly soul was remaining very quiet. What is it? The little soul asked. What can I do for you? You are such an angel to be willing to do this for me. Well, no, I'm just going to show you the picture. Oops, sorry, it's taking me forever to turn the page. Okay. Of course this friendly soul is an angel, God interrupted. Everyone is. Always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. And so the little soul wanted more than ever to grant the friendly soul's request. What can I do for you? The little soul asked again. In that moment that I strike you and smite you, the friendly soul replied. In that moment that I do the worst to you that you could possibly imagine, in that very moment. Yes, the little soul interrupted. Yes. The friendly soul became quieter still. I don't know why, but this makes me cry. Remember who I really am. Oh, I will, cried the little soul. I promise I will always remember you as I see you right here, right now. Good, said the friendly soul, because you see, I will have been pretending so hard. I will have forgotten myself. And if you do not remember me as I really am, I may not be able to remember for a very long time. And if I forget who I am, you may even forget who you are, and we will both be lost. Then we will need another soul to come along and remind us both of who we are. No, we won't, the little soul promised again. I will remember you, and I will thank you for bringing me this gift, this chance to experience myself as who I am. And it ends with, always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. I was thinking about this the other day because sometimes I think we as therapists forget that our clients are actually whole, and they're giving us they're giving us a chance to experience ourselves as healing and as whole. And so they are not one down from us. They are equal to us. And I think sometimes we forget that. And there was another one, lesson 69. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. Today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. We are literally trying to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We are trying to see past the veil of darkness that keeps it concealed. We are trying to let the veil be lifted and to see the tears of God's Son disappear in the sunlight. From where you stand, you can see no reason to believe there is a brilliant light hidden by the clouds. The clouds seem to be the only reality. They seem to be all there is to see. Therefore, you do not attempt to go through them and past them, which is the only way in which you would be really convinced of their lack of substance. We will make this attempt today. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I've hidden. Yet I want to let it be revealed to me for my salvation and the salvation of the world. So let us be willing to see what's hidden there in those rooms that we think are haunted and dark. Let us make space for them. Let us enter them and bring light into them and see what we find. Let's be brave. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.